Hello, and welcome to the Living My Human Design podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Hoover, and I'm so excited that you're here. I have been on a self-healing journey since my early 20s, and when I discovered human design in January of 2021, I felt like I had finally found what I had spent the last 20 years searching for. I believe that if we live as our authentic selves, having forgiveness, compassion, love, and understanding in our hearts, that ripples out and positively impacts everyone we interact with. That is how we have the biggest positive impact on the world. My purpose is to be a beacon of light in the world, attracting those who have broken down, fallen apart, and are stuck under the weight of life, and help them rise up as their true authentic selves. By sharing my human design experiment through this podcast, I hope to encourage others to begin their own healing journey by experimenting with their own human design. Continue listening and join me on this life-changing experiment of self-discovery. Welcome to episode 2. So, what is human design? Well, human design was brought to us by Ra Uru Hu in 1992, and it's a synthesis of 4 ancient wisdoms and modern science. It brings together astrology, the Hindu chakra system, Chinese I Ching, the Kabbalah tree of life, and quantum physics. So human design is not a religion, it's the science of differentiation. Your human design chart gives you insights into how you are genetically designed to interact with the world around you and how your specific inner guidance system operates. It helps you discover what makes you different from everyone else and gives you techniques for making correct decisions. Its purpose is to move you from being mind identified and making decisions with the mind to being aligned with your truth and making decisions with the body and the spirit. So human design is not rules. It's not who you are. It's an experiment that invites you to play with the practical tools that the system gives you so you can live your most authentic life. As my mentor, Emma Dunwoody, says, it's your energetic blueprint of potential, and then you bring life to that potential. So human design, you can kind of think of it as like an upside down funnel. And at the very top, the very base layer that you have is the type. And really, just learning your type, strategy, and authority can have a huge positive impact in your life. And as we continue through the different parts of the human design, it just kind of gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And so there's a lot of information within the human design system. And the goal of this podcast is to bring it to you in digestible chunks so that you can play with it and experiment with it and see how it works in your life and see what resonates with you. So the different parts of human design are type, and type is based on your definition and was created by Ra to help him teach human design. It's how we're energetically designed to interact with the world for the greatest flow and ease. And there are 5 different types within human design. We have the manifestors, who are the initiators, and they're here to spark change. Then we have the generators, who are the workers, and they're generating life force energy for the planet by doing the work that they love and that lights them up and energizes them. Then we have the manifesting generators, which are a hybrid of the manifestor and the generator, but ultimately they're a generator first. And these are superhuman, multi-passionate beings here to do the work that lights them up and show us what humans are really capable of. Then we have the projectors, and projectors see the potential of people and places and our world, and they can see how that potential can be fulfilled. They're great directors and are here to guide and support others as they initiate and build the world. And then we have our reflectors, which make up only 1% of the population are reflectors. And these are really unique and powerful moon beings. And they're here to reflect the truth back to us, whether we like it or not. They have a really deep awareness of the full potential of humankind. So after type, we have strategy. And strategy is how the world speaks to us. This is where you trust your soul and the universe to guide you on your path. And your type determines your strategy. And then after strategy, we have our authority. And authority is your internal guidance system and how the wisdom of your body makes decisions. And then we have our energy centers or a definition. So we have 9 energy centers or energy hubs that transform or transmute the life force energy as it flows throughout the chart. And these centers are either defined or undefined. So defined centers have consistent and reliable energy. They're our truth. They're who you feel that you are, how you energetically influence others, and it's what determines your type. And our undefined centers is where we take in energy, amplify it, and then reflect that energy back to other people. It's how you read, feel, and are influenced by other people's energy. Your undefined centers is where we can see the potential of energy, and we tend to carry a lot of conditioning in these centers because we identify with other people's energy and we feel it and we think that it's ours. Then we have profile, and profile is what the world wants from you and how you fulfill your purpose, and it's reoccurring themes that show up in your life frequently. And then we have the gates, and the gates are your gifts or your superpowers, and there will be themes and patterns that show up frequently with these gates. And then we have the channels. And the channels are how energy flows from center to center and represents significant themes that contribute to the whole of your design. And then we have our planets, and planets also create themes and add to the whole. We have our incarnation cross, which is your aura's job description that happens automatically when you're living according to your design. It's how you learn to trust yourself more. And then we have the arrows, and the arrows are the storyline of your life as you journey through your Saturn return to your Chiron return. And in the arrows, we have our primary health system, which is how you digest life, the environment, which is how to set up the external environment for health, well-being, and success. Then there's perspective, and perspective is how you're designed to see the world. And then we have motivation, which is how you're designed to think and what people will ask you for. So at first glance, it seems like a very complex system. But once you start experimenting with your human design, you begin to see how it flows together. I've spent the past few years learning and experimenting with my design so that I can help you get to know you. Knowing yourself is the path to loving yourself. And loving yourself allows you to shine a little brighter in the world, and that light can ignite the light in someone else. And it's never too late to start. So in the next episode, I'll be sharing with you the different human design types and their corresponding strategy. And if you learn nothing else about human design, just living according to your type and your strategy and your authority will help you begin living with more flow and ease. So next episode, we'll begin our experiment, and we'll be starting that with strategy and type. So before you listen to episode 3, you're going to want to pull a copy of your human design chart, and you can pull that from my website. If you go to livingmyhumandesign.com and you click in the upper right hand corner, there'll either be a button that says Get Chart, or there'll be 3 little lines that you can click on, and then you'll see the option to get your chart. And if you enter in your birth date, the time you were born, and the location of your birth, you'll be able to pull up your human design chart, and it'll tell you what your type is, your strategy, your authority, your profile, your incarnation cross, and all the information that you're going to need as we continue to learn about human design and experiment with it. So don't forget to click subscribe to this podcast so that you will know when the next podcast drops. And you can also connect with me via Instagram and Facebook, and that information will be in the show notes. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me and joining me on this life-changing experiment of self-discovery.